Hey, this is Tobin Smith with the top 100 microcap stocks of 2014. Here with our pal Matthew Oakes. Let's just call him Matt. He's from Direct Insite Corporation, and his company has nothing to do with sight.
That's very true.
All right, so cloud-based, you know, everything's in the cloud.
Yep.
You guys do e-invoicing, and I understand that.
Correct.
It's sort of a competitive field, but you guys just announced a whole new space for you. That sounds exciting to me. Tell me about that.
PAYBOX. PAYBOX is the name of the offering. Really what it is it's a white label banking offering.
But what's a PAYBOX? And this is like...
PAYBOX is the name.
Okay.
It's the platform.
Okay.
So PAYBOX is the platform name. Really what we did is we took our accounts receivable invoicing that we do for some of the largest companies in the world, and we decided to get very focused on the banking vertical. Right. Banks have a defined interest in retaining their lockbox revenues with their large clients.
So define lockbox revenues.
So lockbox is the second largest revenue stream into banks behind loans.
I did not realize
Yep.
that.
And then what you have is you have banks right now who are still receiving traditional checks. So in this still kind of traditional check-based environment, there's a lot of paper that's flowing into a lockbox. Basically, it's a drop box for all the checks that are coming in.
Okay, so the business guy at the end of the day rolls
right.
over, dumps it in the lockbox.
Yep. And that sits there for a couple of days, then it gets processed, or it gets processed
really?
every day, but it's a paper check. So it goes through that automated paper process as opposed to an automated process. So we define it as everything that's printed was electronic at one time, right? So why go ahead and print it? Why not make it a reverse electronic lockbox?
I'm with you. Now, the idea is that to a large, you have a large national bank as your client.
First customer, that's
right?
correct. Going live in Q3.
Why did they, you're a small company, Matthew, although you are a big man, but you're a smaller company. Why would a big national bank futz around with you guys?
Three reasons. Number one, it's not their core competency.
Okay.
Number two, this requires a lot of integration, feed integration, because you're dealing with all the bank's clients. Those clients run different ERP systems, and they have all the different feeds and file formats.
So SAS and Oracle and this
exactly.
and that.
SAP,
blah, blah, blah.
Oracle,
Okay.
JD Edwards, Lawson.
Yeah.
It's stuff that we've already done. It's integration we've already performed. It's feed and file formats we understand. That's our competency.
All right. So how do you get paid for it? Because the only way this is going to make big money for y'all is if, transactions go up, you get paid a certain fee. So how does it work?
So the banks are dealing with their largest clients. And with their largest clients comes
Procter
a ton of
Gamble,
transactions. A ton of transaction
Exxon,
volume.
okay.
That's exactly right. So a ton of transaction volume, and then think about what the downstream financing capabilities may be of something like this, right? From almost a reverse factoring standpoint. So you not only have the pure electronification.
That's a heavy concept, reverse factoring.
Exactly.
Is this like Dell when you get paid?
It's pay me later. Pay me later.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh,
so,
okay.
but the answer is that first it has to stay in the electronic format, get processed, get into a process. There's a lot of dashboards, metrics, information that's going to be coming out of this as well.
All right.
So I think what we're just touching on the start of it, which is go ahead and get that paper check out of the way, let's get the electronic invoicing in place, and let those banks tie themselves very closely with their largest customers.
All right, have you disclosed what you get paid per transaction?
No, we have
not.
not.
All right, so the idea is that you're getting paid something,
right.
And it's more than a penny. And the idea is, as you add more transactions, isn't there a point where is this a relevant number to a large bank in terms of the cost versus the benefit?
Well, I think the benefit is probably 10x the cost, because you have to understand the dollar volume that's flowing in.
And it's all variable price.
Exactly.
The more
right.
transactions. All right.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Yep.
So they are getting more float on billions and billions of dollars.
Correct.
Does the business guy take picture with his iPhone or his Android to do this?
It's all feed based. So if you think about the bank stepping in, doing a white labeled offering and saying to, for example, Bank A says to customer A, a national corporation, I'm going to perform your electronic invoicing for you outbound, and I'm going to collect those payments coming back in. I'm going to manage this process end to end. I'm going to take your feeds, and I'm automatically going to incorporate them into this portal, distributes the invoice, receives the check back into the lockbox, and it's a closed circle.
Okay. So you guys are sort of an $8 to $9 million business now, which is okay, which will keep you into that egregious lifestyle you've grown accustomed to in Miami.
Yep.
But how are we going to make this a $50 million business?
Well, I think one of the reasons we got very focused and targeted on banks in this vertical is we see banks becoming more and more focused on their large customers. Okay. There's a large amount of transaction volume there. One bank is a game changer for us. 2, 3, 4 banks is a monumental event. So I think we have our core business, which is our AR and AP processing, which we do for the IBMs, the Siemens, the big companies of the world.
Okay.
We continue to see that business grow, but we were looking for an area where there could be exponential growth and we could be a first mover. And so we look at PAYBOX, the opportunity, the open field in front of us is an area where we can step right in and have an impactful growth curve and get to that 30-40% annual growth.
Is that such a different business that you could spin it off as a separate company?
You could if you wanted to. I think it's very important to understand that we came here very innocently. We were taking our core product and bringing it up to generation 4 and getting into a really slick .NET environment. And with that, we started having conversation with banks. And at that point, we realized here's an opportunity to get into a field where there's nobody doing it currently this way. We can get a big bank, and we can be the first one in there, and then we have it
So they
built.
really can get direct insight.
Exactly.
They'll get direct insight.
They'll understand what's going on.
I love it. All right, so we love to look for transformation in companies.
Yep.
You know, obviously, cloud-based business is where everything is going and gone. But you've now taken a niche, and this niche is very scalable. You get one bank. You're sort of the arms dealer to the bank. If they're offering it to clients, one assumes the other guys are going to want to do it.
That's right.
And why do they deal with the small guy? Because you guys have, it's a make or buy decision, right? It's just cheaper, faster,
It's
quicker,
a make or
right?
buy decision. It's all about core competency. We have the feed integration. We're in the compliant environments, SaaS, Type 70, you know, all the different certifications that we have.
All over the world?
Payment card industry, North America, and all over the world. That's correct.
All right, Matt is an ex-drill, I don't say sergeant, instructor.
Correct.
So I don't really like to mess with him, except on camera when I know he can't hit me. But we love looking at these companies going through transformational change and direct insight. Is that company the next big thing? And actually, Lockbox is the e-lockbox.
That's right. Electronic reverse lockbox. Thank you.
Good to see you.
It's always good seeing you.